I said his name once as a joke, and now the mirrors in my apartment don't show the same room anymore. It started normal, completely normal. I was in my apartment late at night doing the usual routine before bed. TV on low volume, kitchen light still on, phone charging on the counter. Nothing unusual about it, just another quiet weekday. I walked into the bathroom to brush my teeth, half asleep, barely paying attention to anything around me. Same mirror, same sink, same chip tile near the corner that I always noticed and ignored. Water running, toothbrush moving, routine. Then the light flickered once, just once. Not enough to turn off, not enough to stay dark, just a quick blink. I looked up at the mirror automatically. Everything looked normal again, so I turned off the light and walked out. After that, things didn't stay completely normal. Nothing dramatic happened right away, just small moments that felt slightly off. A few nights later, I was back in the bathroom washing my hands. Same time, same routine. The apartment was quiet except for the water running. Then the silence hit again. Not regular silence, the heavy kind. Like all background noise had been cut out. I noticed it because my heartbeat suddenly felt louder than the water. I stopped moving for a second and listened. No TV sound from the living room. No cars outside. No neighbors. Just the faucet and my breathing. I looked up at the mirror again. Everything looked normal, but the room behind me felt wrong. Like the air was thicker. Like someone was standing just outside my view. My shoulders tightened without me thinking about it. I held my breath for a second, trying to listen for movement. Nothing. I turned off the faucet slowly and stayed still. That feeling of being watched didn't go away. It just stayed there, quiet and close, like something was standing right behind me, but refusing to move. My heart started beating harder, fast enough that I could feel it in my throat. I forced myself to turn around. Empty hallway. Normal apartment. When I looked back at the mirror, everything felt normal again. The silence lifted, and the background noise slowly returned. Sleep was the first thing that got messed up. At first I thought it was just stress from work or too much screen time before bed. Nothing unusual about that. People sleep badly all the time. But it started getting consistent in a way that felt off. I kept waking up in the middle of the night for no reason. No noise. No notifications. No alarms. Just waking up suddenly like something had pulled me out of sleep. Every time, the room felt heavier than it should. Not dark in a scary way. Just quiet and still, like the air wasn't moving. I would lie there staring at the ceiling, listening to my own breathing, trying to fall back asleep while my heart slowly calmed down. Sometimes I checked the clock. 3:12, 3:14, 3:10, always around the same time. I told myself it was coincidence. Body clock stuff. Stress cycle. Bad sleep schedule. There was always a logical explanation if I tried hard enough. But mornings started feeling strange too. I'd wake up tired even after sleeping for hours. Head slightly heavy, like I hadn't actually rested. A low ringing in my ears would come and go, especially when everything got quiet. Nothing painful, just annoying. I started double-checking things around the apartment without realizing it. Locks, windows, bathroom door, hallway corners. Small stuff that normally wouldn't even cross my mind. Mirrors too. Quick glances only. Never staring too long. Sometimes I caught myself looking over my shoulder when walking through the hallway, like I expected someone to be there. Every time, nothing was there. Just empty space and normal furniture. So I kept telling myself it was anxiety, lack of sleep, overthinking, too much late-night scrolling. Still, the uncomfortable part was this: that heavy silence wasn't staying in the bathroom anymore. It was showing up in other rooms too. That's when I started searching. Late at night, usually after waking up and failing to fall back asleep, I'd grab my phone and scroll through random forums. Not serious research, just typing things like mirror reflection delay, heavy silence at night, feeling watched in apartment. Stuff like that. Most of it was useless. Old creepypasta posts, fake paranormal stories, people clearly making things up for attention. But buried between all that, there were short posts that felt different. Simple descriptions. No dramatic writing. Just people explaining weird mirror behavior, silence in rooms, waking up at the same time every night. Different cities, different years, same kind of events. Normal routine, subtle reflection issue, silence, feeling watched, sleep getting worse. Some posts stopped updating after a few replies. Some users just disappeared from the threads. Then, in one of the older discussions, someone dropped a name, Candyman. No big explanation, just a warning in the middle of a reply, like everyone was already supposed to know what that meant. I kept scrolling and saw it again in another thread. Same pattern, same mirror stuff, same silence, different people, same ending. The stories always got worse after the names showed up, and none of them ended well. That's when the fear changed into something quieter. Before, it felt random, like bad sleep and stress mixed with coincidence. After reading those posts, it felt structured, like this whole thing followed a slow process, and I had already stepped into the middle of it without realizing. I started thinking about my own habits more carefully. Living alone, late nights, long periods of silence in the apartment, spending too much time in the same rooms every day. It made sense in an uncomfortable way. The routine gave it space. The quiet gave it room to exist. The mirrors were always there, always part of the background, always easy to ignore until they weren't. I also realized how many times I had already acknowledged something was wrong, pausing in front of reflections, listening to silence instead of ignoring it, mentally questioning what I was seeing. That probably counted as attention. So I started changing small things. Keeping the TV on longer at night, leaving lights on in the hallway, avoiding the bathroom mirror unless necessary, quick glances only, never standing still. I stopped saying anything about it out loud too, even when alone. No comments, no jokes, nothing. Just silence and routine. Still, I kept checking reflections without meaning to. Windows, microwave door, dark phone screens. Quick scans to make sure everything looked normal. Most of the time it did, and that became the problem, because the fear slowly turned into habit. The tension became routine. The constant awareness just became part of daily life. At some point, it stopped feeling like something I was trying to escape and started feeling like something I was learning to live around. And adapting to it felt worse than being scared of it. The mistake happened on a quiet night. I got home late, tired, barely thinking about anything. The apartment was dark except for the bathroom light I had left on earlier. Everything felt normal again, which made me lower my guard without noticing. I walked in, dropped my keys, and went straight to wash my hands. Water running, head down, routine. The silence came back slowly, like it had been waiting for the right moment. No TV noise, no street sound, just the faucet and my breathing. I looked up at the mirror without thinking. The reflection was already looking at me. Still, direct, perfectly aligned. For a few seconds, nothing moved. I just stood there, staring, trying to convince myself it was normal. Then my mouth moved before I could stop it. Candyman. The light flickered once, soft and brief. The air felt heavier immediately, like the room had closed in slightly. I didn't panic. I didn't move. I just stood there and understood something quietly. A boundary had been crossed. Time feels strange now. Some days pass normally. Work, food, sleep, repeat. Nothing unusual happens. The apartment feels quiet in a normal way, like it used to before all this started. I can go hours without thinking about mirrors at all. Then other days feel slightly off. Minutes drag longer than they should. Nights feel stretched out. I'll look at the clock and realize an hour passed without remembering what I was doing. Small gaps, nothing dramatic, just enough to notice. The fear isn't sharp anymore. It's dull, familiar, like background noise that never fully goes away. I still avoid mirrors when I can, but not with panic. More like habit now. Quick glances, short interactions, nothing that could count as acknowledgement. Life keeps moving like normal, and that's the part that feels wrong. Because it doesn't feel like something is trying to appear anymore. It feels like something is just waiting for the routine to continue, waiting for another normal moment.